Hi guys, this is Ruthie with the Purple Backyard Farm, and I'm doing my Veda Day too. And I'm doing Veda this year, which is video every day in August on my favorite things. So, oh my goodness, it's so much fun. I am getting ready to go to a food auction. I love going to food auctions. Part of the reason I like going is because my husband Clay is a really good bidder. I will sit there and I will bring like something to do, either a book or my crocheting, and then Clay will bid on the food that comes down. Now, what I have to do today, because it's going to be like the start of the season where we start going to the food auctions all the time to get ready to go, I have to wash a big, huge pot that came from his mother. It's really old, that I'm going to wash like all the vegetables and the blanch and everything. I have to make sure my kitchen, like my sinks, and got my big boards out and cutting boards. Like we're talking restaurant style stuff here. And I have to get like my dehydrators ready and all this because when we go to the food auction, I have to move really quick to get everything up and ready to be stored either frozen or dehydrated. I like dehydrating the best because it lasts almost forever. So I just can't see spending 33 cents for an ear of corn when I can get the huge bag, like I'm talking like probably 20-pound bag for maybe $5, $10, and or a bunch of green beans or something really cheap. But when I get home, I have got to be like moving all week as quick as I can to prepare this food because the air in our house is like in the back of the house and it kind of flows through. So the kitchen is like 10 degrees hotter than the rest of the house. So I'll probably bring my dehydrators outside to actually let the stuff dehydrate. But then I have to watch everything and thank God I get up in the middle of the night because I don't want to wake up and find out a raccoon is eating my food. But everything has to be super, super, super clean and all that. We can and stuff, but because it's just the two of us, we found that dehydrating is the best. But by doing this, we'll have like all of our vegetables for the whole year, just about. I mean, we still buy some fresh, but we'll get a lot of things dirt cheap. And I also like going to the food auctions too because when I go, sometimes they have other things like a cookbook or a picture or something like that. But for the most part, it's all fruits and vegetables. They have one part where they start bringing out frozen stuff. Like one time we got a whole bunch of like cookies you buy in the bakery. Like I think the bakery's empty out there. And but we got like the little boxes, all fancy, like a dozen or so cookies that were frosted and everything that like just like probably a day old. We got like them for 25 cents for boxes of them. We filled our freezer with them, but people pay $4 probably easy for a box of those here in New York at the when you go to say like Price Chopper, PNC, Wegmans or something like that. So the grocery store, maybe down where you are, it might be Food Lion or Costco or something different, Piggly Wiggly. But anyway, I love going to food auctions. I love the whole process. I love to see my husband bid. I sit there and I try not to look or nudge or anything because the auctioneer, he's going to be watching everything, because they get to know you, after a while you've been coming and, he's a salesman too. So he's trying to get that bid up. But I always like my husband when he bids because there's things that my husband does when he bids that crack me up. Like everybody's bidding and bidding and bidding, and then Clay will come in with his bid, and then he'll go, "I'll take it all." And some people are disappointed, but the bidder loves it because then he knows that when Clay bids, pretty much he's like, "I'm going to take it all." And somebody asked me one time, "Do you own a restaurant?" It's like, no. I think some people might grocery shop there, but we just bring our van, and we fill with coolers and things, and then, like I said, it's like having fresh vegetables in your house for like a week. Like one day I'll get up and I look at the rotting schedule, so to speak, and I have to make sure everything has a spot so it can get aired out. And I can't have anything outside. I mean, during the day I could dehydrate, but at night I probably wouldn't do that because an animal will get it. But I mean, I have to make sure, like, okay, is what? How does this fruit look? How does this vegetables look? If I feel like the green beans usually, I notice the green beans usually aren't that great, and that's always been an issue because I love to grow my own, but this year we didn't. They usually go bad quick, whereas maybe a squash or something, Sometimes we've had people wash vegetables before they brought them. So we've had to have them all out on the table to dry when we get home because, maybe there's stuff they felt, maybe they had some rotten stuff and they wanted it to look better, so they washed it off. But then we have to make sure that it dried out so it wouldn't rot before we used it. So those are some of the issues with going to a food auction. And there's food auctions and food auctions. Some people go to a food auction and they think, oh, why didn't you say it was so great? Well, maybe their food auction, the food is super expensive. And whereas my food auction isn't. So you gotta, even food auctions, you gotta kind of know which one you're going to. There's a lot of variables in it, but if you find a good one and you're a good bidder and you don't get bidding fever where you're like, put this and this, and you find out, there's some people that get bidding fever. They're paying is Clay and I will look at each other and be like, oh, that's like $1 at Dollar General, so why are you spending $4 for 50 bags of, or you know what I mean, like not 50 bags, but like one bag of chips or something. And believe it or not, at a food auction, sometimes they sell one item and sometimes they sell 50. And it's like a game. Like they'll say, like they'll have the first bidding come out and they'll say, okay, who wants to bid? And you'll do this, 50 or 50, whatever. And then, like, then he'll say, okay, that's like round one. So then it will, like, if everything didn't get sold, he'll say, okay, we're going to do it again. And then he'll say, but this time you got to take 5 or 10. And then if people don't bite, he'll put it up even. He won't even, because he does auctions all over. So, like, he'll give you a chance to buy in bulk and things like that. And that's for if it's not moving singly. And some people walk away better on the first try, some people on the second try. I would say for the most part, when they start that second bidding, almost without fail, and this is where Clay's expertise come in. A lot of times, the people that are bidding in the very beginning, they end up paying the same amount as the people at the end, only they got more stuff. You just really have to know how to read the whole game. And but Clay's a real good bidder, and he'll say to me, "Gee, everybody else paid $5 for that, and I got like 30 bags for $5." So it's just you just got to know how to bid, and you can't come in with bidding fever, and you can't outsmart the system. It is what it is. But it definitely is worth it to shop around to find an auction that has the stuff you want. The food is fresh, and I would say if it's cheaper than going to the grocery store and it's fresher, go for it. Because and I will say that at the food auctions too, they do sell a lot of expired food too, and so they don't do that with the fruits and vegetables. Usually the farmers bring that in, and then it seems like the grocery stores bring in the stuff that is expired in our area. And so, if you are looking at stuff, you want to watch those dates because you might be buying things that aren't fresh. I mean, it can be meat or anything. So you just have to know what you're doing. It's not hard, but it's just part of it. But anyway, I love going to food auctions, so that's Veda number 2. I hope this was helpful. Hope you learned a little bit about food auctions if you've never been. But shop around because they're usually listed in the newspaper, or you might even be able to find them online. Talk to farmers; they all pretty much know. And definitely the products are cheaper than the farm stands. Oh, and I'll throw this out too. A lot of farmers, because we kind of get tickled at it, but we don't do this, but a lot of farmers go to the food auctions, buy the food, and then they put it on their farm stands in front of their houses for the public, which is, it's all fresh and stuff. They just didn't have to buy it, grow it, or pick it. So it's worth it for them. So I hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you in the next video. God bless, and take care.